Alright, so let the investigation begin. You see this case involving Ahmed Tajuddin, who is being accused of unaliving Sheriff and Prince Ademola Akinloye. We go further to expose a lot of corruption in the justice system of this country. As you all know, Ahmed Tajuddin, I don't know him from anywhere. I just saw a video online on Tunde Ednut's page and on Twitter where this man called my name. And he said, "Very dark man, I want you to investigate this matter. I am being accused of unaliving 2 persons because of family land. They want me out of their way. That is why they are pinning the deaths of these 2 persons on me. Please, I want you to investigate." And as you can see, look at my board. I've been investigating. And I found out a lot of things. That's why I said it's going to go further to expose the justice system of this country. So it's a whole lot of cases. And also, after I posted the video the first day, I started seeing some posts on Facebook where they said I've been paid. And I don't like being accused of being paid. It makes me more interested in the case. Apparently, it looked like some people don't want me to go deep into this case. But I'm now more interested in the case because you people are accusing me of collecting money. And I don't like that. Right? So now let me tell you about my investigation. Ahmed, the person being accused, Ahmed Tajuddin. Let's start with the accused. Who is Ahmed Tajuddin? Ahmed Tajuddin is a 39 years old man who is a stark illiterate. He cannot read and cannot write. But Ahmed is very influential in his community. I'll tell you about the community, right? Ahmed is very influential. Why is Ahmed influential? Because Ahmed shows boys love. He knows how to give. Even down to, I've made calls to some people that don't like him. They were the one that gave me this information. That Ahmed gives money. That's his way. If Ahmed has 50,000 naira, Ahmed can share 40,000 naira to the community. That's what he's known for. He's loved because he's a giver. Right? Now, also, Ahmed is a frequent traveler. He travels to abroad frequently. Right? From his travel history submitted by the immigration just between 2023 when this investigation started to 2024 when the investigation ended the first time, you could see that he travels a lot. Like in this case, he departed Nigeria on the 13th of March 2023 and he came back to Nigeria again on the 30th of March 2023. Right? He spent like, let's say, 27 days. Right? Then in another case, he traveled again and came back on the 9th. This place that is omitted, I will point it out. Then you can see again, let's go down to 2024. He traveled on the 14th of April 2024. He came back 2 months later. Then he traveled on the 10th of July 2024. Then he came back November 2024. So you can see Ahmed is a frequent traveler. You can also look at his international passports. If you look at his international passports, you can see a stamp that he traveled on the 20th of October 2022. So Ahmed is a frequent traveler. He travels abroad a lot. Even has an address in the UK, in London. So he travels a lot. Right? So Ahmed, his profile is that Ahmed is a stark illiterate that is loved on the street. You understand? Because he gives. And he's also a frequent traveler. Also, Ahmed is like a thug. Because of the influence he controls, Ahmed is like a thug. A lot of politicians, they call him in 1 or 2 activities when it's time to intimidate some persons. Because of the influence he has, he does 1 or 2 for some politicians, right? So we can also say Ahmed is a political thug and a political tool. Do you understand? So we can call him a Robin Hood at the end of the day. So that is for Ahmed, the person being accused. Now we have Sheriff, one of the deceased. Ahmed is 39 years old, like I said. Sheriff is a year older than Ahmed. Sheriff is 40 years old. Sheriff is not entirely a stark illiterate. He can read a little bit and he can write. So he's way better than Ahmed when it comes to book knowledge. But Ahmed and Sheriff were close at some point. Very, 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 very close. It is even said, based on my investigation, that Ahmed bought the car that the deceased was using until his death. That was Ahmed that bought it for him. It is also said that it was even Ahmed that helped him complete his building, his house. It is also confirmed that Ahmed was the first person that took Sheriff out of Nigeria and took him abroad. So at some point they were very close. Sheriff is also very, very influential in this said community because all of them are from the same community, right? Now let's come to the second deceased. The second deceased is Prince Ademola Akinloye. Prince Ademola Akinloye is 46 years old. He's older than Sheriff and older than Ahmed. Prince Ademola Akinloye is also loved in the community because he's very, very peaceful. He's very, very peaceful. Everybody loved him. Everybody loved him. He's peaceful. He does not look for trouble. And he's also the man after his father's heart. The father is the king of their community. Right? He's loved by his father. As a matter of fact, he's loved so much by his father that he controls the assets of his father. He controls the land that belongs to his father. He controls the farms. He controls the houses that belong to his father. And he's also loved by his father because he's the only child from his mother to the king. So the king loved him so much and is very, very respected. Right? So you see, this is like a brief history of these three persons. Right? Now, let's go to their deaths. Where are these people from? These people are from a community called Ajiron. All of them, these three persons are from a community called Ajiron. The community called Ajiron is a developing neighborhood located along Lekki-Epe Expressway. It is very, very close to Chevron, Agungi, and Ikota. You can look it up. Right? That is the community where all these people are from. Now, this community called Ajiron, they control vast land in Lagos. Lands that are in strategic positions in Lagos. It is even said that they were the one that sold Pinnock, according to my findings. That it is them that sold Pinnock. A lot of estates in Lagos that are on the island. That it is this community that sold those lands to them. So the community controls a lot of lands. And this land money is big. Do you understand? And because of this land money, it created a little bit of division in the community. Right? Between the leaders of the community, Ahmed and some other persons. Right? Now, who was Ahmed? Ahmed, like I said, was a stark illiterate. This community was being run by some leaders. This community, Ajiron, was being run by some leaders. Because of the land that they control, these leaders will sell these lands and they will share the money within themselves. Then Ahmed now rose up and said, no, if you will sell anything in this community, you must share this money within the community. So that was how Ahmed rose up and fought his way until Ahmed got this influence. So it became a thing where if they sell any land, they will give Ahmed the share, and Ahmed will be the one to collect the share for the community. And when Ahmed collects, let's say they sell a land of 800 million naira, and the money goes to Ahmed, right? Ahmed will share about 600 million to the people. Like I said, Ahmed is not just loved in his community by youth. He's also loved by women, children, elderly. They love him so much. Right? But he's also a bad guy. Because Ahmed is also said to be land grabbing. He can sell one land to 5 people. He could just start collecting money. Do you understand? So this is like the profile of all of them. Now, we'll now go to the deaths of the deceased. The first person, Sheriff. He died on the 18th of April 2023 at a community called Moba Community, 40 minutes away from Ajiron. This community is also on the island, Etiosa local government. It's 40 minutes from Sheriff area, which is Ajiron. What did Sheriff go to do? Sheriff went for a wedding. He went for a burial. He was invited for a burial, and then he went for the burial. So after the burial, he was trying to come out of the burial. That was how he was ambushed. Broad daylight. It was not in the night. So some people came and they shot him. When they shot Sheriff ran into a house. That was how they gathered him. They can't use collars, take knock the guy and axe. So that was how they unalive Sheriff. Broad daylight. They unalive Sheriff. Now when Sheriff was unalive, the first thing to do, they didn't do it. They did not report the death of Sheriff to the police. They also did not do autopsy. They did not do proper analysis of the death and proper investigation. They quickly carried Sheriff and they went to bury him. Now, they are accusing Ahmed of unaliving Sheriff. Like I said, Ahmed is a frequent traveler, right? Let's go back again. So, When you look at this, Ahmed left Nigeria on the 13th of March 2023 and he came back on the 30th of March 2023. The following month is April, right? Ahmed then traveled on the 16th of April. Ahmed then traveled on the 16th of April 2023. Then Sheriff was unalive on the 18th of April 2023. Ahmed was not around, but that time was too close. 2 days after Ahmed left, that was when they armed alive Sheriff. And if you remember, I said they were having a little bit of a problem. They were having a little bit of a problem because the rumors was that Sheriff left Ahmed camp and went to the other camp that are against Ahmed. Do you understand? So on the 16th, Ahmed left. On the 18th, Sheriff was unalive at a community called Moba Community. But Ahmed was not around, right? Now, let's go to the next person. Prince Ademola Akinloye. Prince Ademola Akinloye was unalive on the 26th of August 2024 at Chevron. He was living in the farm. This prince own is very, we'll come back to my whole story on his own, right? So, Prince Ademola Akinloye was unalive on the 26th of August 2024 at Chevron. He was leaving his farm when his car was hit. While he was leaving the farm, somebody came to call him at the farm. So he was leaving the farm. That his older brother is calling him. So he was leaving the farm, and that was how Korokwe hit him from the back. So when Korokwe hit his car from the back, he came down from his car to look at the damage. Then the boys in the Korokwe now shot him. When they shot him, the say the prince get protection. Spiritual protection. So the bullet did not enter the prince. Broad daylight. So the bullet did not enter the prince. That was how these people came down. When they saw that the bullet did not enter, they shot him, he didn't. That was how they started again. Same pattern, almost same pattern as what they did to Sheriff. So this is how these two persons was unalive. So Prince Ademola Akinloye was unalive on the 26th of August 2024. Where was Ahmed when he was unalive? Based on the investigation reports by the immigration, as you can see, Ahmed in 2024, this is travel history, will go down. On the 14th of April 2024, Ahmed left Nigeria and came back on the 16th of June. Came back on the 16th of June 2024. Ahmed also traveled again on the 10th of July 2024, right? Then he came back on the 9th of November 2024. He traveled on the 10th of July. This person died on the 26th of August. So apparently, Ahmed was not even around when Prince Ademola Akinloye was unalive. Ahmed was not around at all. But then again, it still does not mean that Ahmed Ofi send boys made a good one. So this is the part where the investigation is going to start. So in this first video, I just decided to give you a brief history of this guy. So it has been established that Ahmed was not even around when these two people was unalived. Do you understand? Ahmed was not around. But then again, with the kind of influence that Ahmed has, it's still possible that he sent people. Or maybe he didn't. Do you understand? So you cannot entirely take it off. Ahmed is influential, he has a lot of money, he throws them around, he shares money in the community, people love him, XYZ, these other persons too. So it's possible that Ahmed sent people, it's also possible that Ahmed does not know anything about it, right? And also, it has also been established, even in his passport, that Ahmed is a frequent traveler. Ahmed goes in and out, he travel, So while you are also thinking that's why did Ahmed travel 2 days before Sheriff was unalive, you should also think that Ahmed traveled on the 13th of March and came back 27 days later. So that tells you that this person travels a lot. Do you understand? And then went on the 16th, came back, so he travels a lot. As a matter of fact, you can say he spends 6 months abroad and 6 months in Nigeria, because if he goes, he stays long, then he comes back. He stays long, then he comes back. It's not a straight 6 months, but when you calculate, you can safely say he spent 6 months out, 6 months back. So establishment is that Ahmed was not around when these two persons was unalive. But however, with the kind of connection he has, if he wants to do it, he can still do it. He can still send boys to do it. So you cannot entirely take him out. So the next phase will continue. I just want you to understand that he was not around. But again, it still does not mean I can still not do bad because of the connection that he has. Peace and love. Don't play. Wait for the next round.